The Voynich Manuscript. This 15th century book made of calfskin parchment is dubbed the world's most mysterious book. It contains 240 pages of an untranslatable script that looks like a real language but doesn't match any known alphabet. Some pages are missing too. The surreal illustrations found in the book are an enigma. Plants that don't exist, alien-like creatures, celestial charts with zodiac signs, naked women sitting in bathtub-like contraptions, and what might be medieval alchemical equipment. Discovered in 1912 by rare book dealer Wilfrid Voynich, the manuscript's history is clearer than its contents. It's believed to have belonged to Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II in the 16th century and a 17th century alchemist from Prague. But before that, no one really knows. It's been carbon dated to the early 1400s, yet no one has cracked its code. Theories about its purpose range from a secret cipher to a hoax and a health guide for medieval spa enthusiasts. Even modern cryptologists have tried and failed to decode it. Some theories link it to Hebrew or suggest it's a constructed language, but none hold up to scrutiny, so the manuscript stays a mystery sitting in Yale University's library. The Nazi bell, die Glocke or Project Chronos, was a supposed top-secret Nazi superweapon. Allegedly developed in the 1940s in Nazi Germany, it was a bell-shaped device about 12 feet high and 9 feet in diameter. Rumor has it was some kind of anti-gravity machine for a flying saucer prototype and time travel experiment at the same time. Inside were two counter-rotating cylinders filled with a mysterious purple radioactive substance, possibly irradiated mercury, set to create plasma for propulsion or weapons. The testing site for this thing was a concrete structure in Poland dubbed the Henge or the Fly Trap near the Wenceslaus mine. Overseen by SS General Hans Kammler and powered by hydroelectricity, the project reportedly used concentration camp labor. By the war's end, all involved scientists were killed and the device was moved to an unknown location. Some say traded to the US military for Kammler's freedom. Skeptics argue it's all a myth, dismissing the henge as a cooling tower for a power station. Polish author Igor Witkowski claimed the Glocke's existence was revealed in declassified World War II documents, including a statement where SS General Jakob Sporrenberg confessed to taking out 60 people tied to the project. Other high-ranking SS members were also implicated in the research. Some believe the bell now lies hidden in a Nazi gold train buried in Poland. The Black Stone, set in the eastern corner of the Kaaba in Mecca, is an Islamic relic revered for centuries. Before Islam, the Kaaba was already sacred, linked to pre-Islamic pilgrimage by the Nabateans. The history of the Black Stone is shrouded in mystery. Islamic tradition says Prophet Muhammad embedded the Black Stone into the Kaaba in 605 AD, but over time it shattered and was encased in a silver frame. One legend says it was placed into the original Kaaba by Adam. It was said to be dazzling white at first but turned black due to the sins of those who touched it. After being lost during Noah's flood, the angel Gabriel revealed its location to Ibrahim, who embedded it into the Kaaba with the help of his son Ismail. Another legend imagines the Black Stone as a punished angel from the Garden of Eden. The angel failed to prevent Adam from eating the forbidden fruit and was turned into a jewel. It was said to have been placed on Mount Abu Qubais before Ibrahim brought it to the Kaaba. Some believe it's a meteorite, while others speculate connections to Roman Emperor Elagabalus. He brought a sacred black meteorite representing the sun god Elagabal from Syria to Rome. After his death, the stone was returned to Syria but later vanished. Some speculate it reappeared among Arab tribes and became the revered Black Stone of Islam. The Black Stone has faced numerous desecrations. During the Umayyad siege of Mecca in 683, it was shattered by a catapult. In the year 930, the Karmatians stole it and tried to reroute the Hajj to their base in Hajjah, but failed. They returned it 23 years later after ransoming it for a hefty sum. In the 11th century, a man sent by the Fatimid Caliph tried to smash the stone, but caused only minor damage before being taken out. The Ring or Seal of Solomon is a legendary magical ring linked to the Israelite King Solomon. Often depicted as a pentagram or hexagram, the ring, made of brass and iron, supposedly gave Solomon dominion over demons, jinn and spirits, protection against evil, and the ability to speak with animals and control the wind. According to legend, the ring was engraved by God and given to Solomon by the archangel Michael, with one half commanding good spirits and the other controlling evil ones. The ring bears an inscription believed to hold God's secret name, granting its wearer unparalleled power. One tale describes a demon stealing the ring and ruling in Solomon's place. Eventually, the demon threw the ring into the sea, where it was swallowed by a fish. A fisherman later caught the fish, unknowingly feeding it to Solomon, thus restoring his throne. No one knows where the ring is or if it ever existed. Some believe it was lost forever, hidden with Solomon's remains, or kept secret by mystical orders. Others suggest it may resurface during the apocalypse. The Holy Grail. The classic tale connects the Holy Grail to the cup Jesus used at the Last Supper, and Joseph of Arimathea, who allegedly used it to catch Christ's blood during the crucifixion and preserved the Grail afterwards. The Grail first appears in a 12th century poem where it isn't even a cup, but more like a tray or bowl. The idea of Joseph of Arimathea and the Grail's holy powers didn't emerge until tales from the 13th century. Some theories, like in the Da Vinci Code, suggest the Grail is a metaphor for a royal bloodline, implying Jesus had a family with Mary Magdalene. However, there's no evidence for this. Many have searched for the Grail in places like England, Scotland and France, but none have found it. Even the Nazis were rumored to have sought it during World War II. In Arthurian legends, the Grail is described as a cup, dish or stone with healing powers. It's guarded by the Fisher King, the last of a royal bloodline. Legends say it was brought to Britain by Joseph of Arimathea, hidden in a spring in Glastonbury. The Rod of Moses, or Staff of God, is mentioned in the Bible and Quran as a powerful object used by Moses for miraculous acts, such as parting the Red Sea and producing water from a rock. In the Bible, it is first introduced in Exodus, where Moses' staff is transformed into a snake and used in several miracles during the plagues of Egypt. It also plays a key role in the battle at Rephidim between the Israelites and the Amalekites. There is much speculation about what happened to Moses' staff. Some sources state that after the fall of Solomon's temple in 587 BC, it was passed down through generations. Others claim the staff was kept as a relic in Constantinople and later moved to France. Today it is said to be on display in the Sacred Relics collection at the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul, Turkey, having been brought there by Sultan Selim I after his conquest of Egypt in 1517. A Hadith collection from Shia Muslim tradition claims that Moses' staff, along with other prophetic relics, is preserved by them. The Shroud of Turin is a Christian relic believed by some to be the burial cloth of Jesus Christ. This ancient linen cloth, measuring about 14 feet long, bears the faint image of a man who appears to have suffered crucifixion, complete with wounds consistent with a crown of thorns and a spear to the side. The origins of the shroud are steeped in mystery. It first appeared in historical records in the 14th century, but many believe it dates back much further. According to legend, the shroud was secretly transported from Jerusalem to Edessa, then Constantinople, and finally to its current resting place in Turin, Italy. The shroud's authenticity has been subject of intense debate. In 1988, carbon dating suggested it was a medieval creation, but critics argue that the sample tested may have been contaminated or from a repaired section. Other studies point to pollen and textile evidence linking it to 1st century Jerusalem. The Ark of Gabriel is a modern legend about a deadly artifact supposedly discovered beneath the Grand Mosque in Mecca. It's linked to Archangel Gabriel, sacred in both Christian and Islamic traditions. It's described in a manuscript titled Gabriel's Instructions to Muhammad, allegedly hidden by the Eastern Orthodox Church during the 1204 Crusaders' sack of Constantinople. The document claims Gabriel entrusted the Prophet Muhammad with a box of immense power, forbidden to be used until Resurrection Day and buried in the place of worship of angels before the creation of man, identified as Mecca. Legend says the Ark was hidden beneath the Grand Mosque. In 2015, construction work at the mosque supposedly unearthed it, triggering a catastrophic plasma emission. A crane collapse killed over 100 people on September 11th, and a deadly stampede occurred weeks later, both connected to the attempts to move the Ark. Official explanations cited weather and overcrowding. After the incidents, emissaries contacted Patriarch Kirill, believing the church's possession of Gabriel's instructions to Muhammad could help safely manage the Ark. 2 months later, the Pope and Patriarch Kirill met for the first time in nearly 1,000 years, where it's speculated the Pope shared missing information from the Hagia Sophia manuscript. After the meeting, Patriarch Kirill traveled to Antarctica, reportedly to perform a ritual using the instructions. Around this time, President Putin ordered a mission to transport the Ark to Antarctica to the Holy Trinity Russian Orthodox Church. In December 2015, Russian warships docked in Jeddah near Mecca. Some say this is not the Ark of Gabriel, but the Ark of Satan or Lucifer. That's why it got taken to the fallen angels imprisoned in Antarctica. The whole story remains a mystery. The Ark of the Covenant, or Ark of God, is the most sacred relic of the Israelites. Described in the Hebrew Bible as a gold-covered chest, it is said to have housed the 10 Commandments. The Ark was believed to possess immense power, capable of parting rivers, toppling walls, and even serving as a divine weapon in battles. It was carried by priests during the Israelites' 40 years of wandering in the desert. Unauthorized handling of the Ark led to death. However, its whereabouts have been a mystery since its disappearance before the Babylonian siege of Jerusalem in 587 BC. One theory involves Prophet Jeremiah, who hid it in the Judean desert. He apparently stopped followers from marking the Ark's location, claiming it would remain hidden until God gathers his people and shows mercy. Despite this prophecy, illegal excavations around Mount Nebo persist, but the Jordanian government prosecutes such activities. Archaeologists have also explored Mount Sinai as a potential site, with many associating it with Jebel Musa in Egypt, though other possible sites across Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and Jordan are also considered. Some speculate the Ark lies beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, protected by vaults King Solomon allegedly built, but political and religious issues have stopped further exploration. More claims suggest that the Knights Templar brought it to Europe during the Crusades, or that it is hidden in Antarctica, tied to bizarre Nazi expeditions. Archaeological digs in the Judean desert, including the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, fuel hopes that the Ark might still be hidden there in undiscovered caves. Meanwhile, in Aksum, Ethiopia, the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion houses what locals claim is the Ark, guarded by monks who purportedly suffer early deaths. The Holy Lance, also called the Spear of Longinus or Spear of Destiny, is believed to be the weapon that pierced Jesus' side during his crucifixion, though it's only briefly mentioned in the Christian Bible. By the 6th century, relics claiming to be parts of the Holy Lance began to appear, with the earliest known reference found in Jerusalem. Through the centuries, these relics traveled across Europe. Some were lost in the chaos of invasions, like when Alaric and his Visigoths allegedly stole it during the sack of Rome in 410. Others, like the version later found in Constantinople, were carried by crusaders and later by figures like Saint Louis, who brought it to Paris in the 13th century. However, the relic would soon disappear after the French Revolution. In 1938, Adolf Hitler became obsessed with it, believing it would grant him ultimate power. After invading Austria, he seized what he thought was the Spear of Destiny, but by the end of World War II, it vanished into a hidden vault. Allied forces recovered it and gave it back to the Austrians, but its authenticity remained a subject of dispute. Today, the version of the lance displayed in Vienna in the Imperial treasury has the most documented history, dating back to Charlemagne, who reportedly carried it during many victorious campaigns. But its true origins continue to spark mystery and debate, with some claiming the lance is hidden in the Vatican archives or disputing its existence. The Cintamani Stone is a mystical, wish-fulfilling jewel rooted in Hindu and Mahayana Buddhist traditions, often likened to the Philosopher's Stone. Described as a luminous pearl, it's said to manifest desires, cure diseases, and grant divine wisdom. In Hinduism, the stone is associated with Vishnu and Ganesha, sometimes depicted on the forehead of the Naga king Mani or the legendary sea creature Makara. In Buddhism, it's held by divine beings and is often seen atop the wind horse on Tibetan prayer flags. Reciting its small hymn is believed to grant Buddha-like wisdom. The stone is also tied to Tibetan myths, said to have arrived in a chest from the heavens, and powers the mythical Himalayan kingdom of Shambhala. Its influence even extends to Japan, where the goddess Lakshmi is often depicted holding it. The Balinese Cintamani region is named after this legendary relic. The Imperial Seal of China was crafted from the sacred Heshibi jade in 221 BC. It symbolized the mandate of heaven, an ancient Chinese political ideology that legitimized the ruler's power. It was created by Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China after uniting the country under the Qin dynasty. The seal, made from jade, symbolized immortality and inner beauty in Chinese culture. Jade was so closely associated with immortality that some people attempted to drink it in liquid form to gain eternal life. As the seal passed through various dynasties, it became a key symbol of legitimacy, and whoever held it was seen as the rightful ruler. However, after dynasties rose and fell, the seal was lost by the 10th century, but it was never recovered.